I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors. Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony. Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth. Thank you.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking when you see this video. It's a new channel. So this video is talking about the speech that the president's wife just made, and this is the reaction of Americans. Let's watch the video.
Do you understand what she just said? She just came out on the offensive and actually said, I want to do this, bring it all out for the victims. She knows something we don't know. I think he's near the end. She knows that he's declining in his health, or the 25th Amendment. JD's not going to turn on him, but maybe. JD's thirsty for power. Everyone wants the Epstein thing to be done so then they can move on, and she really thinks they met by chance. Nothing happens by chance in those social circles, especially not at that time in New York. That was a great time. She is right. She didn't meet Jeffrey until later, but that was orchestrated. Well, she's good. God. If she gets out of this scot-free, which she will, I should have my team contact her team, because I've never said a word about her. This could be good for us. Guards, could I have my one call?
We have breaking developments this afternoon. The White House is in complete chaos. The president is melting down online in a way I have not seen before, following Melania Trump's address, shocking the world, shocking the nation, and bringing up Jeffrey Epstein and her, according to her, lack of relationship with Epstein and Maxwell, in an address that even the president of the United States himself did not know what it was about. Epstein survivors are coming out swinging against the First Lady, and Donald Trump is lashing out at anyone and everyone on Truth Social, from Tucker Carlson to Marjorie Taylor Greene to Candace Owens and more, all while also lashing out at media and at Iran for doing something he had already agreed to in the ceasefire deal. And I say ceasefire in quotes because Lebanon is still being bombed by Israel repeatedly today. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get the word out. The more you like, the more people see. And please consider supporting my work. Subscribe to my Substack. Click the link below. This will be my last update. I got to get to my newborn. But please, if you can, subscribe to my Substack. Keep me caffeinated, and let's rock and roll. This afternoon, we're learning for the first time after Melania Trump's shocking address to the nation, where she spoke about her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, her relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. Guess who didn't know about it? The president of the United States. According to reporting from MS Now, Donald Trump did not know anything about Melania's statement prior to her on-camera appearance, but that he was in a meeting about the war and couldn't speak further. Quote, she didn't know him, he added before hanging up, referring to Jeffrey Epstein. Well, I've obtained a new statement from Epstein survivors this afternoon. I was first in getting this. They say survivors of Jeffrey Epstein have already shown extraordinary courage by coming forward, filing reports, and giving testimony. Asking more of them now is a deflection of responsibility and justice. First Lady Melania Trump is now shifting the burden onto survivors under politicized conditions that protect those with power. The Department of Justice, law enforcement, prosecutors, and the Trump administration, which has still not complied with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It also diverts attention from Pam Bondi, who must answer for withheld files and the exposure of survivors' identities. Those failures continue to put lives at risk while shielding enablers. Survivors have done their part. Now it's time for those in power to do theirs. And while the president of the United States launched a tirade this afternoon on Truth Social following Melania Trump's address, I'm going to read you parts of this. This is part 1 of 3 of a Truth Social post that in a lot of ways could have been an email. He attacked Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones, and then later in this post, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for going against him regarding the war in Iran. Quote, because they have one thing in common, low IQs. They're stupid people. They know it. Their families know it. And everyone else knows it too. Look at their past. Look at their record. They don't have what it takes, and they never did. They've all been thrown off television, lost their shows, and aren't even invited on TV because no one cares about them. They're nut jobs, troublemakers, and will say anything necessary for some free and cheap publicity. Now they think they can get some clicks because they have third-rate podcasts, but nobody's talking about them, and their views are the opposite of MAGA, or I wouldn't have won the presidential election in a landslide. MAGA agrees with me and just gave CNN a 100% approval of Trump, not hand-flailing fools like Tucker Carlson, who couldn't even finish college. He was a broken man when he got fired from Fox, and he's never been the same. Perhaps he should see a good psychiatrist. Or Megyn Kelly, who nastily asked me the now famous only Rosie O'Donnell question, or crazy Candace Owens, who accuses the highly respected First Lady of France of being a man when she is not, and will hopefully win lots of money in the ongoing lawsuit. Actually, to me, the First Lady of France is far more beautiful than Candace. In fact, it's not even close. He then attacks Alex Jones. Mind you, Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, these are all Tucker Carlson. These are all people that literally had lunch with Trump, right? These are people that are pals with Trump, that are supporting his campaign, supporting his presidency until they're not. And then Marjorie Taylor Brown, but I no longer care about that stuff. I only care about doing what's right for our country. MAGA is about winning, and strength is not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons. MAGA is about making America great again, and these people have no idea how to do that, but I do, because the United States is now the hottest country anywhere in the world. Well, he didn't stop there. He then went on to attack Iran, saying there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Hormuz Strait. They better not be. And if they are, they better stop now. President Donald J. Trump. Well, here's the problem with that. Just yesterday, he said, we're thinking of doing it as a joint venture. It's a way of securing it. We're going to charge fees. We're going to get some money. Iran's going to get some money. It's going to be this beautiful thing, this beautiful joint venture. The night of the ceasefire, Donald Trump agreed or recognized that Iran will likely start charging tolls, $2 million a toll to go through the Strait of Hormuz. And then he would face pushback about it, right? He got attacked about it. And now he's saying, hold on. We don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. Yet here we are. I don't agree with that until I do agree with it. I don't agree with it until I do agree with it. That's the president's statement right now. Pretty stunning stuff, but that's not it. That's not all. The Wall Street Journal, one of the worst and most inaccurate editorial boards in the world, stated that I declared premature victory in Iran. Actually, it is a victory, and there's nothing premature about it. Because of me, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, and very quickly you'll start seeing oil flow with or without the help of Iran. And to me, it makes no difference either way. The Wall Street Journal will, as usual, live to eat their words. They are always quick to criticize, but never to admit when they're wrong, which is most of the time. The president is having a very bad afternoon, a very bad evening. He didn't know what Melania Trump was going to say, which to me, I find that a bit hard-pressed to believe, that the White House would allow her to just come out and not know what she's about to say. But let's placate it and say, assuming the president didn't know what his wife was about to say on television in an address to the nation about Jeffrey Epstein and about her relationship with Epstein and Maxwell. Okay. Well, then why is he lashing out now at anyone and everyone around him? Maybe because he didn't like what Melania Trump had to say, didn't like the fact that after months of pretending that Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein files didn't exist and weren't an issue anymore, and started a war to distract the American public from the Epstein files, he is now recognizing, wait a second, my wife, my partner, my first lady just brought it back in the news, and now I'm going to have to potentially answer for it after months of evading answering for it, right? It is a crazy afternoon, to say the least. The president is not a happy camper. And truthfully, I wouldn't be if I were him either, because it really seems as though everything he did over the past many months to distract the American public has all gone all for naught in a way, right? Has all gone down the drain. And so now you have a president who's lashing out online, a president who is lashing out at those who once supported him, and a president who really seemingly feels as though he may be a lame duck and not much and doesn't have the support he once thought he did. We'll see what happens next. As always, if you can, subscribe to my Substack. Click the link below to support my work if you can, or gift a subscription today. Like, comment, share, get the word out. We're on our way also on YouTube to 1 million YouTube subscribers. That'd be pretty cool if we can get there. We'll see what happens next, obviously. And I will have another update for you soon. Stay tuned.
Are we looking at the big, beautiful divorce? No, I don't think so. At least not before he leaves office. Notice how I didn't say when his term was up. She's reportedly renegotiated her prenup multiple times, and his health, as we know, is better than anyone has ever seen before in any human that's ever lived. And why would she leave someone that healthy? But she's clearly trying to distance from Donald, who said he didn't even know what she'd been talking about. Whether you believe that or not, or you believe that she was telling the truth today or not, listen to what she said. She had never been to the island. She had no knowledge of the abuse to his victims. She was never a participant. You notice she didn't say we had never been to the island. We had no knowledge of the abuse of his victims. We were never participants. I don't believe for 1 second that she just woke up today and decided that she was tired of the lies and needed to clear her name and to tell people the truth. This is clearly because either something is going to drop or because of the Michael Wolff lawsuit or the Paolo Zampoli issue. There's a motive here, and regardless of what you think the truth is, her language speaks volumes.
Something really weird happened during Melania's press conference about Jeff that almost nobody is talking about. Take a look at this clip from it. Tell me if you see or you hear anything weird, because I'm still trying to figure this out.
To their ignorance, but rather, I reject their mean-spirited attempts.
Watch, it's gonna get weird.
Defame my reputation.
It's gonna get weird.
I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time.
Keep watching. It's almost there.
Overlapping in social circles is common.
Boom,
in
look at
New
it.
York City and Palm Beach.
What is that? Did you see that blind? Why, like a minute through her speech, did the blind just suddenly raise like that? You wouldn't do that at a normal press conference. You don't want to mess up the lighting. Somebody made a weird mistake for no reason, or that was intentional. She was showing everybody, I'm now about to shine the light on all of this, and I want to show you guys exactly what's going on.
We have breaking news right now. Melania Trump, out of nowhere, just gave an address to the nation where she talked about Jeffrey Epstein and her lack of knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, her lack of friendship with Epstein or Maxwell. Literally out of nowhere, this statement came. She demanded that Congress allow all of the survivors, if they want to testify under oath so that their testimony can go into the official congressional record and that all of them can have their day to tell their stories, because she says that Epstein did not act alone. I'm not making any of this up. I just watched a 7-minute statement from Melania Trump talk about Jeffrey Epstein. No one knew what she was going to talk about today. And then she came out demanding that Congress take action, saying that she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, wants people to stop talking about any relationship she had with Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, saying that essentially Epstein did not introduce Trump to her. Pretty crazy.
Shortly after Melania Trump had her press conference today, Donald Trump just lost it. He went after Iran. He went after MAGA. He went after, in particular on MAGA, went after Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Alex Jones, Candace Owens, on his dissatisfaction with them. Likewise, MAGA on Truth Social, many of the just regular MAGA folks all started turning on Trump and saying how they were not happy with him. And it just goes on and on and on from there. So what is in the water? Why did Melania first go and have her press conference about how she didn't know Jeffrey Epstein and how they weren't friends and there wasn't a relationship? The same thing with Ghislaine Maxwell, even though they're correspondents with them, Dear G and Dear Sweet Pea. And Trump just loses it and then says to MSNBC or MS Now that he didn't know she was doing it, but then other staffers reported from Melania to CNN, I think in the New York Times, it said that he did know. So I don't know, but something is definitely not right. And then he goes all off on Ron, and Ron can't be charging fees to go through the Strait of Hormuz, even though he talked about a joint venture. I mean, something's wrong. You got it, you know what I'm saying. Something is too many cooks in the kitchen, and something is coming from the bathroom that does not smell good. This is after Pam Bondi was fired last week, and then she was supposed to be testifying next week, and they're trying to get her out of that. And why did Melania bring up all this Epstein stuff now? Again, what, to distract from Iran? And then I don't know. But something is definitely wrong in the White House. You know what I'm saying? I definitely know what I'm saying. I got even Laverne knows something's wrong, right, Laverne? She got to jump up here too. She can't get in the fit there. You can get up here. You can get in the camera. You can let people see you. There you go. All right. So definitely something is wrong. What do you all think? What is going on? But Trump is definitely losing it. That's for sure. I think the pressure of November, and he knows what's coming, that's getting to him. The pressure of this mistake with Iran is getting to him. The high prices of gas and everything else is coming. He knows that they finally made a massive mistake, that he can't just tell MAGA everything's okay. They don't believe it. Do you believe it, girl? No, she don't believe it either. I don't believe it either. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out levels. As soon as we know more, we'll be reporting on it. Let me know what you think.
News from the forest. There's nothing on this. It doesn't matter. This is breaking news. We have a weird story that erupted today. The Third Lady of the United States and subject of a recent failed mockumentary, Melania Trump, gave a speech at the White House that was unexpected. It was co-authored by ChatGPT and apparently a butcher, given what happened to the English language. But anyway, the goal of her speech was to deny any ties with Jeffrey Epstein. I guess other than all the photographs and dear emails exchanged between her and Ghislaine Maxwell. But that's not the point. It's why did she do it now? Part of her speech, she even asserted that she has never been legally accused or convinced of a crime. Her word, convinced. Her husband doesn't take much convincing, but that's besides the point. Why would she do this now? Why would we jump from in the middle of a war? Although we're on a timeout, I think we're just taking a break while the president eats some orange slices and then gets back out there to throw some more bombs. But why would she go from the Strait of Hormuz to this speech of whore news? One theory is that her own modeling agent, Paolo Zampoli, who brought her over here on her genius visa, she certainly had a genius for something, and we can all speculate what that might be. It was the same method Jeffrey Epstein used to bring models over. But nonetheless, Paolo Zampoli is now a special envoy for this White House, and recently he used his power to have ICE deport the mother of his own child to Brazil, which is creepy in its own right. But yesterday, that mother from Brazil posted a Twitter threat to Melania Trump. Amanda Ungaro is her name, and she referenced that she would sue Melania and the president for doing nothing and reveal the evil mission involving children. So that's the story they're trying to get out. It was a bizarre and terrible speech, but I mean, give Melania a break. Michelle Obama had never written on the subject, so she had to do this one from scratch. But we'll have to see what happens. Stay tuned. Put your comments below. Who knows where this is going? Maybe Melania can even help her husband with the Strait of Hormuz, because as we know, her own canal has been open to international traffic for years.
So guys, tell me what you think about the speech in the comment. Also, if you want more of this kind of videos, please like, share, comment, and react. Guys, I will see you on my next one. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye.